Welcome to our guide on 8 freeze tips to no buy and save money. In a world where consumerism is king, frugality is the unsung hero. The art of frugal living is not about deprivation, it's about making your money work harder for you, giving you the freedom to live on your own terms. It's about making mindful choices, prioritizing what's truly important, and finding joy in simplicity. This video is your roadmap to a more sustainable and financially secure lifestyle. We'll walk you through 8 practical, easy-to-implement tips that can help you take control of your spending and ultimately your life. From freezing your credit cards to halting your habit of dining out, we'll guide you step by step, showing you how each small change can make a big difference over time. So, whether you're a seasoned penny pincher or a newbie to the world of budgeting, there's something here for everyone. So strap in and get ready to dive into the world of savings and financial freedom. Our first tip might surprise you: freeze your credit cards. Now, before you scratch your heads wondering, let's delve into this unique approach. What we're suggesting is a literal freeze. Yes, you heard it right. Immerse your credit cards in a container of water and pop it into your freezer. This is not a prank or a joke, but a proven method to curb impulsive spending. Let's consider the story of John. John was a habitual spender, always reaching for his credit card for purchases big and small. He decided to try this freezing method. Every time he thought about making an impulsive purchase, he had to wait for the ice to melt before he could use his card. This waiting period gave John time to reconsider whether he truly needed to buy the item. Guess what? More often than not, he didn't. The result? John significantly reduced his spending and started saving more. So, are you ready to put your credit cards on ice? Moving on to tip number 2, freeze spending on non-essential items. It's crucial to understand the difference between wants and needs. Needs are the basics: food, shelter, clothing. Wants, on the other hand, are the extras. That trendy pair of shoes, the newest tech gadget, or that luxury vacation you've been dreaming of. Now let's imagine you're spending $50 each week on your daily gourmet coffee and Friday night takeout. That's $200 a month. Over the course of a year, you're looking at a staggering $2,400. If you choose to cut back on these non-essential items and instead opt for home-brewed coffee and home-cooked meals, you could potentially save a significant amount of money, and that money could go towards paying off debt, saving for retirement, or even investing in your future. Remember, every penny saved is a penny earned. Tip number 3 is a hard one for many: freeze dining out. Now, we all love a good restaurant meal, don't we? The ambiance, the variety, the convenience, it's alluring. However, it's also significantly more expensive than preparing meals at home. Let's break it down. If you dine out, say, thrice a week at about $20 per meal, you're looking at a monthly expense of around $240. That's just for one person. In contrast, if you were to cook at home, even with a generous grocery budget of $100 a week, you'd still only be spending about $400 a month. And that's for an entire household's meals. The difference is clear. By switching to home-cooked meals, you could potentially save hundreds of dollars a month. Plus, you have the added advantage of knowing exactly what goes into your food, a double win. Home-cooked meals are not just healthy for your body, but also for your wallet. Tip 4 is for the fashion enthusiasts: freeze purchasing new clothes. Let's talk about a clothing ban. Yes, you heard it right. A clothing ban is not buying any new clothes for a certain period of time. It might sound challenging, especially if you're a fashion aficionado. But think about it. How often do you wear all the clothes in your wardrobe? Not as much as you think, right? Let's dive into an example of a successful clothing ban. Meet Jane. She decided to not buy any new clothes for a whole year. She rediscovered her wardrobe, mixed and matched, and guess what? She saved a whopping $1,000 that year. That's right, $1,000 just by resisting the temptation to update her wardrobe. So why not give it a try? Declutter your wardrobe, discover hidden gems, create new outfits with what you already have, and save money while doing it. Who knew saving money could be so stylish? Tip 5 is here: freeze subscriptions. Subscriptions can be sneaky little drains on your finances. They're like small leaks in a boat, and before you know it, you're knee-deep in water wondering where it all came from. There's the gym membership you've not used in months, the magazine you barely read, the streaming service you only use for one show. Let's take a leaf out of Jane's book. Jane realized she was spending a fortune on subscriptions she rarely utilized. She took a hard look at her monthly expenses and decided to cancel her cable TV, opting instead for a more affordable streaming platform. She also canceled her magazine subscriptions, choosing to read online articles for free instead. She was amazed to see how much she saved in a year, just by cutting down on these seemingly harmless subscriptions. So, Think about it, do you really need all those subscriptions, or are they just unnecessary expenses slowly eating away at your budget? It's time to unsubscribe from unnecessary expenses. Moving on to tip number 6. Freeze expensive habits. We all have them, those little indulgences that seem harmless. Whether it's that daily gourmet coffee, smoking, or even frequent nights out, these habits can quickly add up and eat into your savings. Let's look at an example. Meet John, a pack-a-day smoker. When he decided to quit, he was spending around $5 a day on cigarettes. That's over $1,800 a year. By quitting, not only did John improve his health, but he also significantly boosted his savings. Just think about your own habits. Maybe it's time to put that daily latte on ice or reconsider those weekly movie nights. Remember, good habits are not just good for your health, but also for your pocket. Tip 7 is all about going green. Freeze use of car for short distances. Now this might seem like a small change, but it's one with a big impact. By choosing to walk or bike for short distances, you're not only saving money on fuel, but you're also contributing to a cleaner environment. It's a win-win situation, really. Let's consider an example. Meet John, a regular guy just like any of us. John used to drive to his local grocery store, which is only half a mile away. After deciding to leave his car keys at home and walk instead, he quickly noticed the difference in his wallet. The money he was spending on fuel for these short trips was adding up, and by simply choosing to walk, he started saving. But the benefits didn't stop there. John found that these short walks were a great way to get in some extra exercise. Plus, he felt good knowing he was reducing his carbon footprint. That's the beauty of this tip. It's not just about saving money. It's about creating habits that benefit your health and the world around you. Save money and the environment, one step at a time. Our final tip is freeze buying brand name products. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up quality. It simply means exploring your options and being open to alternatives. Often, we find ourselves paying extra for the brand name rather than the actual product. But let's take a step back and consider the value of what we're buying. Here's a real-life example. Meet John. He used to buy a popular brand of cereal that cost him $5 a box. He decided to try out the generic brand, which was only $3 a box. To John's surprise, he couldn't taste the difference. Over the course of a year, by making this simple switch, John saved over $100 on cereal alone. That's the power of choosing value over brand. It's about being a conscious consumer and understanding that often, the extra cost is just for the label. Remember, it's not the brand that matters, but the value it provides. That's all for our 8 freeze tips to no buy and save money. We've covered a lot of ground today, from freezing your credit cards to saying no to brand name products. These methods might seem a bit daunting at first, but remember, the goal here is financial freedom. Imagine a life where you're not constantly worrying about the next credit card bill or that looming car payment. That's the power of these freeze tips. Small changes, big impact. That's the beauty of frugal living. Try implementing one tip at a time. Start with the one that seems the most doable for you. Maybe it's dining out less, or perhaps it's cutting out that expensive subscription you barely use. Whatever it is, start there and then gradually add in the others. And remember, every penny saved is a penny earned. The savings from these tips can really add up over time, giving you a buffer for those rainy days, or helping you reach your financial goals faster. So which tip are you going to try first? Let us know in the comments below.